It is made up of different parts, not a single part. It is made up of different parts. It is made of the stem, buds, leaves, flowers, and fruits. And the bud was defined as a group of dividing cells, differentiated or undifferentiated. And we had used the word meristem. Depending upon the functions, we are classified into two types: floral and vegetative. Which organs are called vegetative organs? Seven. They are the ones which are responsible for vegetative growth. And flower is an organ for sexual reproduction. Depending upon the location, we are classified the bud as apical, axillary, and adventitious. Right? The point of attachment of the leaf to the stem is called as the node, and the upper angle is called as the axil. And if the bud is there in the axil, the bud is called as an axil. Correct, everybody? Then we started with the modifications of the stem. Where I told you that a stem can be underground, aerial, and subaerial. In the first step, there is underground modification. Yes, Bugala? What were the four underground modifications I had mentioned?
Rhizome, corn, bulb, stem tubers.
Stem tubers. Okay. Give example of a rhizome.
Zingiber,
Officinale.
officinae, and gingiber officinae, and
Curcuma.
curcuma domestica.
Curcuma domestic. Sit. Jay, how do you describe a rhizome? How will you describe it?
It is underground.
It is underground. Then
It has scaly leaves on it. There are axillary buds. Roots are there.
how is the thickening?
It is dorsiventrally thickened.
And a comb is
Form is dorsiventrally flattened and
vertically thickened.
vertical.
So what difference between a rhizome and a comb is? That a rhizome is dorsiventrally thick and a comb is vertically thick. Right? Sit. In a stem tuber, we had done the example of Solanum tuberose. Okay? Where I told you that potato is a stem. It is not a root. Because it shows the presence of nodes and internodes. At the node there is a scaly leaf. And it shows the presence of a axillary bud. And it is called as the eye of the potato. It will germinate. Right? In bulb, we have spoken about two examples. Simple bulb, tubercular bulb of onion, and a compound tubercular bulb of garlic. Okay? A simple tubercular bulb. Onion. I told you the stem is discoid in stem with adventitious roots, with apical bud, and the food is stored in which part? The fleshy leaves, which is covered by scaly leaves. That is called the tunicate. That is why we had called it the tunicate. Whereas in the case of a garlic, it has got a floral axis with clouds which are called bulblets, where the food is stored. Where is the food stored there? In the axillary, in the buds. Okay? That is called bulblets. In the subaerial modification, the second type of modification is subaerial modification. So now what is this subaerial modification? When the stem is along the surface of the soil. The stem is present along the surface of the soil. It is called as which modification? Subaerial modification. Okay? So we have the soil here. And the stem is going to be along the surface of the soil. Along समझ में आता है? So let me say that this is the plant. Let me call it as a mother plant. Okay? And from its lower leaves, from its axillary bud, arises a stem which is green in color. And can I say it is moving along the surface of the soil? Did you see the blue thing that I've drawn? So it's a stem which is prostate. What is the word I used? Prostate. Right now I'm standing erect. If I'll be lying on the bed, you'll say that, sir, you are prostate. समझ आया था prostate, sir? So Zoktana, you are prostate. So it's a green, slender, patla, prostate branch running along the surface of the soil, showing the presence of nodes and internodes. And at the nodes, it shows the presence of a scaly leaf along with buds, which results in the formation of adventitious roots below the soil and a tuft of leaves, gucha of leaves above the soil, which is called as a crown. Okay? Once again, जहाँ पे nodes है, वहाँ पे scaly leaf है, वहाँ पे buds है, जहाँ से नीचे रूट्स डेवलप होते हैं और ऊपर की तरफ ग्रो होता है एक गुच्छा ऑफ लीफ विद द स्टेम, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ क्राउन. सो इफ यू आर आस्क्ड कि व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ दिस प्रोस्टेट green slender stem. So what is the answer that you will give? Yes, loudly there. Vegetative propagation. Okay, so this particular stem has helped the mother plant to spread in all the directions. So actually it has helped the mother plant to run in all the different directions. That is why it is called as a runner. And all these daughter plants will be genetically identical to this particular mother plant because they are all products of vegetative reproduction. So runner is a subaerial modification of the stem, where the stem is present prostrate along the surface of the soil, It shows the presence of nodes and internodes. At the nodes, it develops adventitious roots and crown of leaves above, and it helps in vegetative propagation. Did you understand a runner here, everybody? Now, what are the examples of the runner that we had? One was Cynodon. One example was Cynodon. Second is Centella. And the third one is Oxalis. Okay? Commonly it is called as grass. Grass. Cynodon commonly is called as grass. Okay? Grass is a long grass. That is Cynodon. Okay? So if you have ever seen lawn making, how they make a lawn, you'll see that they take small patches, right? And then they leave a lot of gap in between. And when they water it, within a few days, it all unites to form a uniform lawn. Understood what I said? कि लॉन मेकिंग के लिए वो लोग छोटे छोटे क्या यूज करते हैं, ग्रास के पैचेस यूज करते हैं, बीच में बहुत सारे गैप छोड़ देते हैं, 10-15 दिन के अंदर वो पूरा सब यूनिफॉर्म हो जाता है, क्योंकि उसका ग्रोथ ये लॉन का स्लो है कि फास्ट है, क्योंकि वो किसके थ्रू हो रहा है, मतलब कौन है वो जो प्रोपगेशन करने वाला, रनर। आया समझ में? Did you all understand what I said? So that was about runner. The second example, or the second modification rather, was about a stolon, which is very close to a runner only. Okay, so you have the soil surface, and is the plant growing. Okay, now in this case, it produces a runner which arches for one internode length above the surface of the soil. ये स्टेम है, स्लेंडर है, ग्रीन है, लेकिन वो कुछ एक इंटरनोड मतलब दो नोड्स के बीच का जो डिस्टेंस है उसके लिए वो आर्च होता है। आर्च होता है मतलब वो ऊपर जाके नीचे आता है। Okay, and it goes up and comes down, and as soon as it touches the soil, once again it will result in the formation of a new root system and a new fruit system. So such a green slender stem which arches up and comes down after one internode length will be called as a stolon. Such a runner जो ऊपर जाके एक इंटरनोड लेंथ के बाद फिर से सॉइल को टच करता है, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? stolon. I hope you got my point.
Yes.
Did you get my point, everybody? Okay. So once again, it will go up, it will come down, and here it will form a new, what guys? Root system and shoot system. Okay? So, did you find the difference between a runner and a stolon?
Yes.
A runner is always prostrate, running along the surface of the soil. But a stolon jumps and comes down. इसलिए मैं English word use कर रहा हूँ, arches, goes up and comes down, giving an idea that it is going to touch the soil and develop into a new root and a shoot system. Did the class follow this point, everybody? Then we have mentioned about, okay, before that, what are the examples for stolon we have done? Jasmine, wild strawberry. Okay, and this was a PYQ last year. Okay, so the examples are to be done. Mentha, jasmine, and wild strawberry are examples of what? Stolon. The third one, what is the third? Offset. Okay, before offset, we'll talk about a sucker. Okay, sucker is basically a runner of an aquatic plant. In simple words, I will call it as a runner of an aquatic plant. For example, the aquatic plant is water hyacinth. Which is commonly referred to in your lower standards as the terror of Bengal. Okay? Its flowers are very beautiful and it can absorb a little bit of heavy metals from the water. Okay? It is not a native plant of India. ये इंडिया को बिलोंग नहीं करता, इसलिए इंडिया में उसका कोई नेचुरल एनिमी नहीं है. वाटर हाइसिंथ का नेचुरल एनिमी नहीं है इंडिया. नेचुरल एनिमी मतलब प्लांट्स के काफी सारे कैटरपिलर्स और इंसेक्ट्स उनके नेचुरल एनिमी होते हैं जो उनको खाते हैं, उनके ऊपर प्रिडेशन करते हैं. इसका कोई नेचुरल एनिमी नहीं है. और चूंकि इसका ग्रोथ, ये पूरा वाटर है समझो, यहां पे इसका ग्रोथ जो है it occurs with the help of a runner along the surface of the water that is called as a sucker. Now tell me, I'm sorry, it's not sucker now, chalo. Water hyacinth का क्या एग्जांपल दिया मैंने? I just missed it.
Offset होगा सर.
Ecornia and Pistia. I'm describing an offset. Okay? So offset is a runner of an aquatic plant. Where we are giving an example of what? Water hyacinth. That is Ecornia and Pistia. It spreads so fast. So just like जो घास है वो जंगलों में क्या उसको कोई टेक केयर करता है? खुद वो खुद पूरा ग्रो होती है ना, और एक ही महीने के अंदर पूरा जंगल कवर कर देगा. और बाय पॉइंट. लेकिन जैसी धूप आती है, डियर होता है, डियर होता है और फिर हर्बीवोर्स होते हैं दूसरे, वो उस ग्रास को खा लेंगे, जिसकी वजह से उसके नेचुरल एनिमी प्रेजेंट है. इसका नेचुरल एनिमी नहीं प्रेजेंट है, तो इसको जो ग्रोथ होगा वो स्लो होगा कि रैपिड होगा? तो ऐसे फॉरेन स्पीशीज को इन्वेसिव कहते हैं. क्या कहते हैं इसको? मतलब इन्वेड कर दिया उसने पूरा. अब इसका नुकसान ये है कि इसका ग्रोथ इतना रैपिड फास्ट है कि वो पूरा वाटर बॉडीज में से ऑक्सीजन वगैरह यूज कर लेगा. तो वो जो लोकल फिशेस और एक्वाटिक लाइफ है वो डाई हो जाएगी. और माय पॉइंट. तो इसको ऑफसेट के साथ बताने का फायदा क्या है कि ये बताने के लिए कि ऑफसेट हेल्प्स इन डैश प्रोपोगेशन, वेजिटेटिव प्रोपोगेशन, जस्ट लाइक अ रनर. सो स्कूल में वाटर हाइसिंथ को टेरर ऑफ बंगाल क्यों बोला गया था? क्योंकि उसने बंगाल की जो वाटर बॉडीज है एंड ऑलमोस्ट दूसरे इंडिया के भी वाटर बॉडीज को पूरा क्लॉग कर दिया, पूरा भर दिया है. गॉट माय पॉइंट. उसका ग्रोथ इतना ज्यादा रैपिड हो चुका है. तो उसके पीछे का रीजन जो है, साइंटिफिक रीजन ये है, तो उसका कोई नेचुरल एनिमी नहीं है क्योंकि वो एक्सोटिक स्पीशीज था, हमने उसको बाहर से मंगवाया था. और दूसरा, उसका जो ग्रोथ है वो किसके थ्रू होता है? रनर के थ्रू होता है, जिसकी वजह से उसका स्प्रेड क्या हो चुका है? फास्ट. जस्ट लाइक घास के जैसा. सिर्फ घास जमीन पे उगती है और ये कहाँ ग्रो हो रहा है? पानी के ऊपर. तो दिखने के लिए जब ये तालाब के ऊपर होता है तो बहुत खूबसूरत लगता है. आपने देखा होगा कभी सामने की कभी ये तालाब के ऊपर पूरे ग्रीन कलर का कारपेट पूरा इसका, उसके फ्लावर्स भी आते हैं पर्पलिश कलर के और दिखने में बहुत खूबसूरत दिखता है. बट अंडर द सरफेस उसने बहुत नुकसान किया वाटर बॉडी. आई होप यू गॉट माय पॉइंट. तो अगर एक हाथ भी वहां पे वो प्लांट आ गया तो कुछ महीनों के अंदर पूरी वाटर बॉडी को क्या करेगा? वो कवर कर देगा, क्योंकि उसका जो ग्रोथ है it is through offset, which is a type of a aquatic runner. Did you get the point, everybody?
Yes.
The fourth one is called as a sucker. Okay. Now I call the sucker as an underground runner, meaning this is the surface of the soil and we have this root system and a shoot system. Now in this case, look at this modification. Is it going above the soil or underneath the soil? Underneath the soil. And it goes down and comes upwards. And once again, it will result in the formation of what, Vichalo? A new plant above the soil. So in this case, rather than running up, it is running down. It is called as a sucker. Okay? So that is why, to remember in a short way, I say like this. Runner is a runner. Runner is a runner. The runner which jumps is called as a. The runner of an aquatic plant is a. And the runner which goes down the soil is called as a. ऐसे याद रखना होगा. So I remember this in 4 sentences like this. कि रनर एक रनर होता है, क्योंकि मुझे पता रनर क्या है. वो प्रोस्टेट है, ग्रीन है, स्लेटर है, वेजिटेटिव प्रोपगेशन में हेल्प करता है. जो रनर जंप मारता है वो स्लो हो गया. जो रनर सरफेस के नीचे से जाता हो गया सकर. और जो पानी में दौड़ता है वो कौन हो गया? ऑफ सकर. सकर के एग्जांपल में हमने 2 एग्जांपल्स लिखे होंगे. कौन से? Chrysanthemum and banana. Have you ever seen banana plantation? How do they do, Chalo? Anybody has experienced banana plantation? Bananaची लागवड कशी करतात? हे जे सकर असतात, त्यांना आमच्याकडे कोंब म्हणतात. We break it and then we plant it to grow a new tree. I hope you got it?
Yes.
Okay. So the 3 sub-aerial modifications are runner, stolon, offset and sucker. Got it, everyone? Then we talk about the aerial modifications now. And the aerial modification, the first aerial modification I have written over there is a tendril, which is a thin, wiry, highly sensitive stem. Okay? And some of the tendrils also show adhesive चिपकने वाले what बच्चे लोग glands. So क्या क्या words मैंने mention किया है? Thin है, wiry है, highly sensitive. Okay? Now, what do I mean by highly sensitive? I think I told you in the last lecture. Okay, as soon as it touches the support, it will coil over it. That is the meaning of the word highly sensitive. Okay? So, we have given 2 examples over there. What are the 2 examples we have mentioned? But we have mentioned something over there. Axillary tendril in Passiflora and apical tendril in Vitis. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Can anybody guess over here? Okay, when I'm talking about Passiflora, it's a name of a plant. And how is its original stem going to be? Strong or a weak stem, bacho? The main stem will be a strong stem or a weak stem? No, it will be a weak stem. Okay? Just like a climber. Stem कैसी है? Weak है. Okay? तो अब वो वीक स्टेम को किसकी जरूरत है? सपोर्ट की जरूरत. ओके? हैव यू सीन बच्चों लोग कुकुम्बर ककड़ी का प्लांटेशंस? ओके? एट आवर प्लेस इन मॉनसून व्हाट वी डू इज वी प्लांट दोस सीड्स इन द सेंटर एंड साइड्स में से कोन्स में हम लोग उसको स्टिक्स लगा के रखते हैं. बराबर है? So by the time it is 2 months, वो पूरा उसको क्या करता है बच्चों लोग? ऑयल कर रहा है. क्योंकि उसकी जो स्टेम होती है, कैसी स्टेम है? वीक स्टेम है. उसको किसकी जरूरत है? सपोर्ट की जरूरत है. ओके? तो ऐसे जो वीक स्टेम्स होते हैं, कुछ ना कुछ तो स्ट्रक्चर्स दिखाते हैं मॉडिफिकेशंस, जिसकी वजह से उनके वीक स्टेम को क्या मिलता है? आधार मिलता है. जैसे इसके पहले वाला लास्ट लेक्चर में जब हम मॉडिफिकेशन ऑफ रूट कर रहे थे, तब हम लोग ने मनी प्लांट के बारे में बात किया था. और हमने देखा था कि उसके पास भी क्या होते हैं? क्लाइंबर्स होते हैं, क्लाइंबिंग रूट्स होते हैं. वहां पे कौन मॉडिफाई हो गया था? रूट्स. कैसे मॉडिफाई हुए थे, यही सेम वर्ड यूज किया था मैंने, थिन और वायरी के साथ। यहाँ पे मैं वही वर्ड यूज कर रहा हूँ, थिन एंड वायरी, क्योंकि ये भी कैसे थिन, वायरी एंड हाईली कॉइल्ड स्टेम। तो पैसिव फ्लोरा में आपने कौन सा वर्ड यूज किया, एक्सिलरी ना, मतलब ये एक्सिलरी वर्ड है बच्चों, यहां से वो थिन और वायरी स्ट्रक्चर अराइज। इसलिए आपने क्या वर्ड यूज किया है, पैसिव फ्लोरा में एक्सिलरी बड टेंड्रिल, और वाइटिस के केस में अपाइकल बड टेंड्रिल। इसका मतलब क्या हो जाएगा बच्चों लोग, इसका जो अपाइकल बड है वहां से टेंड्रिल डेवलप होगा। दैट इज व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग द वर्ड व्हाट, apical bud tendril which plant, in the case of whitish. Is this modification clear with everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
So aerial modification, this aerial modification, if I want to classify it, okay, Shriyandini, if I want to classify this aerial modification, what should I classify it as? For storage of food, pollination, vegetative propagation, what should I classify a tendril as? A modification for what? Did you understand my question? Like my question is, why does the passiflora or whitish produce a tendril? That is the question. For mechanical support. Okay, so that is the function of a tendril. So does the tendril store food?
No.
Does it have a vegetative propagation?
No.
It is for extra mechanical support. What is my point? What is the runner for? Vegetative propagation. What is the rhizome for? Vegetative propagation and pollination. What is the stem tuber for? Vegetative propagation and what are hostorial roots for? Parasitic adaptation to subfood. What is my point? What is the pneumatophore for? Gaseous exchange. मतलब what we are talking about in morphology of flowering plants, हम लोग बचपन में सिर्फ रूट्स और स्टेम का स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन पढ़ते हैं कि रूट जमीन में होते हैं, एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं, स्टेम ये करता है, लेकिन ये जो चैप्टर है वो आपको बताता है कि रूट्स गैसियस एक्सचेंज के लिए भी मॉडिफाई हो सकते हैं और रूट्स पैरासाइटिक एडाप्टेशन के लिए भी मॉडिफाई हो सकते हैं, स्टेम एक्स्ट्रा सपोर्ट के लिए भी एरियल मॉडिफिकेशन दिखा सकता है, ऐसे अलग अलग क्या होते हैं, चेंजेस होते हैं उसके अंदर। ओके, then after tendril, what is the one which I have mentioned there? Thorns. And thorns में what are two types of thorns we have mentioned? Apical and now you understood the meaning of the word apical and axillary. मतलब जो thorn apical bud से आएगा वो apical thorn, जो axillary bud से आएगा वो axillary thorn. I hope you got it, everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Madam over there, भानुशाली के पीछे कॉर्नर वाली, हाँ, with the zipper, yes. Yeah, stand up and tell me. This thorn that I have drawn there, what will you classify it as? As an apical thorn or as an axillary thorn? Axillary, why? Good, said. So this will be classified as which thorn? Axillary thorn. Okay. And if you are not able to answer such simple questions, अपना मन को टटोलना चालू करो। आया बात समझ में? कि कम से कम भी 10 बार बोल चुके हैं सर कि what is axial? तो ये थॉर्न कौन सा थॉर्न हो गया अभी? Axillary thorn. सही गलत है? हाँ. So what is a thorn? It is a highly pointed stem which is stiff, kadak. It has got limited growth. It has got limited म्हणजे कंटिन्यूअसली ग्रो नाही होत राहणार. एक वेगळी ग्रोथ थांबून जाईल. So that is why I'm saying it has a which growth? Lift. So it is highly pointed stem which is stiff with limited growth. आलं लक्षात सर्वांना? Yes or no? Okay. And one of the most important thing that you need to remember is in this stem, do you see the black line? Yes. These are called vascular tissues. म्हणजे कोण? Xylem and phloem. And your thorn has a vascular connection. The thorn has a vascular connection. So my question is it a superficial structure or a deeply seated structure? It is a deeply seated structure. Have you seen a rose ka plant? Yes. And on that, we see it like this. We tend to call it as a thorn. बराबर है? But if you have tried it, बचपन में हम लोग उसको तोड़ते थे. टूट जाता था कि नहीं? लेकिन कोई थॉर्न इतना इजीली नहीं टूटेगा आपसे, क्योंकि ये जो है अपन मराठी में सबको काटा बोलते हैं, क्योंकि काटा इज अ नॉन बायोलॉजिकल वर्ड. बट बॉटनी में कोई थॉर्न है, कोई प्रिंकल्स है, कोई स्पाइन्स है. हम क्या करते हैं, जो भी चुभता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं? काटा. बॉटनी में हर चुभने वाली चीज के लिए एक ही वर्ड, अगर वो स्टेम का मॉडिफिकेशन है तो वो थॉर्न है, कोई सुपरफिशियल है, कोई लीफ का मॉडिफिकेशन है तो वो स्पाइन है. ऐसे अलग अलग वर्ड दिए जाते हैं. कोई प्रिकल है ऐसे बोला जाता है. गॉट इट? सो थॉर्न एक स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रक्चर है. ओके, जब हम उसको अपनी कॉमन लैंग्वेज में कांटा बोलेंगे तो उसमें सब आ जाता है. लेकिन बोटैनिकली थॉर्न मतलब it is a highly pointed stem which is stiff with limited growth and is deeply seated. What do you mean by deeply seated? Yes, it has a vascular connection inside the stem. Does the rose thing have? No, it's not a thorn. It's another modification. You got it, everybody? Yes. Another thing of the thorn. Okay, why does this particular plant produce a thorn? It is for protection from browsing animals. Okay, browsing मतलब grazing animals. Okay, herbivores. बराबर? You understand herbivores and browsing animals? Cow, buffaloes, goat, these all come under what? Browsing animals. Okay? So this is an adaptation for mechanical support? No. Food storage? No. Protection? Yes. Got it? Protection from whom? That is predators. मार के खाने वाले. 12th में एक चैप्टर आएगा जहां पे हम ऐसा बोलते हैं कि जब आप प्रीडेटर के बारे में सोचते हो तो आपके दिमाग में एक टाइगर डियर को खा रहा है, ये दिमाग में आता है. बट एक काऊ जो प्लांट को खा रही है वो भी हम अपने इकोसिस्टम में क्या है? प्रीडेटर है. और प्लांट्स जो है वो अपने आप को उससे बचाने के लिए अलग अलग क्या दिखाते हैं? मॉडिफिकेशंस दिखाते हैं. उसमें से एक कौन है? थॉर्न. इतना ही नहीं, कुछ कुछ प्लांट्स अपने अंदर कार्डियक ग्लाइकोसाइड्स ऐसे पावरफुल केमिकल्स बनाते हैं जिससे हर्बीवोर्स का जो है हार्ट बंद हो सकता है. यू गॉट माय पॉइंट? ये जो मैरिजुआना है, मैरिजुआना समझ में आता है ना? मैरिजुआना मतलब cannabis, but they don't know it as marijuana. What do they call it? Marijuana? Weed? Weed? Have you heard of weed? No. Hashish, ganja असं म्हणतो ना आपण. अफीम, drugs ज्याला म्हणतो आपण. बरोबर आहे? What are all these? These are chemicals produced by the plants in order to protect themselves from these animals. एक बार ये खाएंगे तो फिर से नहीं आएंगे. But they didn't know that there is one animal who will get addicted to all this. Okay. So these are all different ways that a plant will try to protect itself. All over? Then, what's the next modification? Phylotheory. As I'm teaching the modification, you should also remember what is the modification for. Like thorn was a modification for, and all the sub-aerial modifications were for, and the tendril was a modification for mechanical support. Correct? Now, what's a phylloclade? It is found mostly in xerophytes. Who are xerophytes? Those plants which grow in dry, desert conditions are called as xerophytes. Their main problem in life is they want to minimize water loss by the process of transpiration. School में सुना transpiration? The loss of water in the form of water vapors. Now the aerial part of the plant is called as transpiration. Okay? So they are facing a problem of water loss by transpiration. So what they do is they reduce their leaves into spines. क्या करते हैं वो लोग अपने लीफ को स्पाइन्स में रिड्यूस कर. आपने कैक्टस देखा है सब लोगों ने? कैक्टस के ऊपर जो होता है उसको अपन क्या बोलते हैं? कांटा बोलते हैं, क्योंकि कांटा कौन सा वर्ड है? नॉर्मल ही. लेकिन वो जो कांटा है वो एक्चुअली लीफ है. कौन है वो? समझ? ह्याला जो आपण काटा म्हणतो तो कोण आहे? थॉर्न आहे. And that is a stem. But cactus मध्ये जे काटे आहेत, that is not a kata. That is a spine which is a modified leaf. What the difference? What is the function of the leaf? The function of the leaf is to perform photosynthesis. Plant के लिए खाना बनाना ये उसका function है कि नहीं है? लेकिन अगर वो leaf अभी modify हो गया किसके अंदर? Spine के अंदर. तो फिर leaf का काम कौन करेगा? आपको क्वेश्चन समझ में आया? बराबर आंसर मिल गया आपको. So can I say in this case the stem has become thick, fleshy, green, leaf-like. Important word is entire stem. कोणता word आहे? Entire stem. म्हणजे पूर्ण stem has become leaf-like. What is the meaning of the entire stem has become leaf-like? It has become green, it has become fleshy, and is performing photosynthesis, and it is storing the water. आपण जर कॅक्टसला कधी कट केलं तर त्याच्यामधून असं चिकट चिकट जेल बाहेर पडतं की नाही? का असं? कारण त्याच्या स्टेम मध्ये हायड्रोकोलॉइड्स आहेत. हायड्रो वॉटर लविंग सबस्टन्सेस जे वॉटरला रिटेन करतात. As they retain water, their parenchymatous tissue becomes gel-like. I have understood? Did you understand this modification? So if you cut the cactus stem, you will find gel coming out. Just like when you cut aloe vera. What do you see coming out? Gel. So I used to think, what is this gel actually? This gel is actually those cells, those tissues which are having water-loving substances, hydrocolloids, which will absorb and retain the water in the stem. As a result of which the stem or the leaf in other plants will become soft and fleshy because of storage of water. Did you get it, everybody? So in this case, the entire stem has become leaf-like, green and fleshy to perform photosynthesis and storing the food. So then, sir, what happens to the leaf? What happens to the leaf? The leaf has been reduced to spines. The leaf has been reduced to what? Spines. Clear? The leaf has been reduced to spines. Did you get the modification? And the stem has become green leaf-like. Normally what happens is the stem is initially green, but as the age of the plant will increase, it will become brown. In this case, it will not. It will always remain because it has to perform photosynthesis. Is this point clear, everybody? Yes or no? So such a modification is called as a phylloclade. What do you call it? Phylloclade. और इसके examples हमने क्या क्या mention किया था guys? 3 examples we have mentioned. One is Opuntia. What is the first example? Opuntia. What is the second example? Casuarina. And the third example was Moehlenbeckia. Pronounce after me. Moehlenbeckia. First two compulsory you have to learn. Opuntia and Casuarina. Third one is what? Moehlenbeckia. What is the third one? Moehlenbeckia. Did you get my point, everyone? Yes or no? So phylloclade is a modification for minimizing water loss by transpiration. Third one, who is it? Cladode. Now listen to this modification. Who is this? The main stem. Okay? And from the main stem arises branches of the stem, which after one internode length become flat, green, leaf-like. Okay? Normally what happens is, from the side, the branches will keep on arising like this, no? And then they'll develop leaves like this. This is called one internode. This is the second internode. This is the third internode. And then you'll have leaves on it. यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं हुआ. यहाँ पे the stem एक इंटरनोड ग्रोथ होने के बाद आगे ग्रो हो रहा है कि नहीं ग्रो हो रहा है? नहीं ग्रो हो रहा. उल्टा वो कैसा बन रहा है बच्चों? फ्लैट बन रहा है, ग्रीन बन रहा है, like a leaf. Got it? So here, now you understood why I said entire stem is a very important word over here. Because that will help me to distinguish between a cladode and a flat phyllo. In a cladode, should I say the entire stem? No, I should say that the stem branch for one internode length becomes flat green leaf like. Yes or no? And that modification is called as a cladode. Did the class follow, everyone? Yes or no? So what is the difference between a cladode and a phylloclade? Phylloclade is entire stem getting modified, and cladode is stem branch after one internode. Yes or no? And both of them are modifications to minimize the loss of water by transpiration. So in both the case, what is common between the two? कि दोनों भी photosynthesis करते हैं, दोनों भी leaf का काम करते हैं. Got the point, everybody? So that is for the cladode. The last modification, aerial one, is
bulbil.
we have mentioned over there bulbil. So this is a stem, and the axillary bud stores food. Who stores food, Ucho?
Axillary bud.
And it has changed into a bulbil. Okay, what is changed into bulbil? And when this bulbil will fall down, it will grow into a new plant. So it is a modification for vegetative propagation. Okay, and we have mentioned over there dioscorea. Okay, tell me the Marathi name for it if you have eaten this particular thing. It is black in color with a thick covering and it has got those dots on it. You have to boil it. You remove those black thing and you eat it with sugar. ऐसे ही नाम उसका शिंगाड़ा something ना something like that I've heard the thing. Huh? Covered in anta. Then what covered is okay. Here we call it what? Bulbil. That is dioscorea. The two examples we have given them. One is agave and the other is so dioscorea is a vegetative propagation for dioscorea is an adaptation for vegetative propagation. Thorn is a is a modification for and phylogeny and cladode are modifications for photosynthesis. Clear with all of them? So stem ka modifications were classified into how many types? Three types. What are three types? Underground, subaerial, and aerial. बराबर है?